I'm talking about people who are good Christians, who love the Lord, who take counsel from God. Because when you go and you speak to somebody like that, they put it into a different light for you.
Yeah.
And then it's sort of, I never saw it that way.
Yeah.
Say something. Say something to somebody. Go and see the spiritual leaders in your life that have been there for you during the good times. I'm sure that they'll be there for you in the difficult times.
Yeah, and also it helps you, I guess, get it out. It's no longer just sitting in your head. I mean, when I went through that car accident during the same time, you were upstairs in my room. I don't know if you remember that night.
I remember that night.
Yeah. But it happened out of the blue. I was just like, hey, can we have a quick chat?
Yeah.
And we sat there for about 4 hours and we swapped stories. Yeah. And that was the first real night's sleep I got in that entire
I remember that
thing.
I remember that.
So it really does help you decompress. And I think it's very important that people share things,
100%.
And like you said, with the right people.
Yeah, getting it out is a massive thing. Getting it out to the right person who's going to give you the right advice is the thing that you really need to focus on when you're going through a trial. I mean, you and I have had conversations in cars, on the beach, in this very room itself.
Yeah.
And that's really what helps you get through a trial.
Yeah, 100%. And it's that person that you're allowed to be vulnerable with as well. Yep. There's been a lot of nights, if we're being completely honest, where tears were shed.
Yep.
There's a lot of nights where, lack of a better word, I was blubbering, and if you can find a person that allows you to do that and doesn't hold that against you later on in life, you're able to really get out what you need to get out and get the advice you need to move forward.
Look, speaking of talking about it, there's one thing that I learned very young in life, was to, everything that's in your mind, write it out.
Okay.
And say it to God.
Okay.
Right. So when I'm going through something difficult, I'll take a blank piece of paper. I've got a spot where I just go in my car and I sit there and I literally write everything out on paper. And then one after another, I just say it to the Lord. I say it to the Lord. And I find the peace that God gives through his Holy Spirit. It's unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable. A friend of mine recently did exactly that. And he said to me, I'm coming over, I've got to talk to you. So he came over, and I didn't even know what it was about. I thought we were just hanging out. Mm-hmm. Comes over, and we spent about 2 or 3 hours talking. And he tells me that he just did what I was telling him about. And he goes, Mark, I never understood it until I did it. When I finally went out and did what you said, he goes, now I know. And I said to him, it's not because I know what I'm talking about. It's only because when you're speaking to God, God who created the world, the universe, who is timeless, man, it's a different level.
It changes the game entirely.
Totally different.
Yeah. And I think the finding a place to do it is very important as well. I mean, just as you were saying that, I was thinking of my place and how I really need to go back there in the next couple of days and talk to him about a couple of things. That finding a place to sit with God is so important because it removes the distractions of life, or it allows you to decompress as well. Yep. You're no longer around your house or around your family. Correct. Where other issues can come into play or distractions or whatever it is. Yep. It's a time where you're allowing yourself to sacrifice travel time and just sit and be with him.
Yeah, absolutely.